What's up guys, this is Real Talk NBA. I've made my video on my top 10 players and top 10 point guard, so naturally, it's time for me to make my top 10 shooting guards list. This is the same criteria as the other lists that I've made, so in order to qualify, the player needs to have played at least half the games last season, and this is a ranking based on how good they were last season. Now before we get into this video, as always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. Let's get right into it. Now, starting off the video with some honorable mentions. First, I got Klay Thompson, who would most definitely be on this list if he wasn't injured last season. And while we don't necessarily know how good he will be after he comes back from his 2-year hiatus of injuries, he would definitely be at least in the top 5 on this list. And second, I got Bogdan Bogdanovic, who's been a great player for the Hawks and a great contributor alongside Trae Young. Now for the full list. Starting off with Terry Rozier, averaging 24 and 4 on the season on decent efficiency. He's a great offensive player. The holes in his game are in defense, but he played most of the games on a team that made the play-in in the East, and while that's not necessarily super impressive, he's still good enough to make this list. At number 9, I have Collin Sexton. Sexton this season averaged 24, 3 and 4 on, again, decent efficiency, not great but passable. I do think a lot of this is empty numbers considering the Cavs were terrible, but that does not take away from his greatness. 24 points might not be as much as it was 10 years ago, but it's still impressive. He has a lot of potential offensively, and so far in his career, he's been very good. At number 8, I have CJ McCollum, Lillard's right-hand man. McCollum is a great player, averaging 23, 4 and 4 on the season on decent efficiency. Offensively, he's amazing, but just like the other players on this list so far, he has struggles defensively. He's an undersized shooting guard. That does not take away from his contribution over the last multiple years. He's been solid for a long time now, and it's crazy how he's never been selected as an all-star, but that's just how stacked the Western Conference is. At number 7, I have Zach LaVine, putting up 27, 5 and 5 on pretty good efficiency. His numbers look great on paper, the team was terrible, and it's a lot of empty numbers, in my opinion. He's still a great scorer, and I think on a good team, he would have some opportunity to be a good contributor with slightly less numbers. But I don't think he alone can lead a team to wins. Now at number 6, I have Jaylen Brown, averaging 24 points, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds on the season. He's a good defender and an efficient scorer. He's the first All-Star on this list and really deserved it. While the team was struggling this season, it was not by any means his fault. Jaylen Brown is a great player on both ends and gets the number 6 spot on this list. At number 5, I got Paul George, PG-13, averaging 23 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds on the season. Paul George is great. He's a good defender and has solid efficiency. And while he has been known to choke in the playoffs, as I'm recording this, he's actually been doing very well recently. By the time you'll be seeing this, he'll either be in the finals or eliminated, and so that might change things. But in the regular season, he was great on both ends, better than Jaylen Brown, and gets the top 5 spot on this list. Now, at number 4, Bradley Beal. He was the second leading scorer in this season, averaging 31 points per game on decent efficiency, considering his volume. He's just one of the best scorers in the league. He's not as versatile as someone like KD, but he can put up buckets. I don't think he can lead a team to wins at all, considering he's had multiple years now as the lone star before this year and didn't make the playoffs, but you can't deny his greatness, and he gets the 4th spot on this list. Now at number 3, Kyrie Irving. Statistically, he'll probably be number 1 on this list, averaging 27 points per game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds on 50, 40, 90 shooting. But I lost a lot of respect from him from the amount of games he just didn't show up. This is his job. This is what he gets paid for. I don't think it's fair that he can just sit out of games. There might be some bigger issues there, but either way, that takes away from his greatness in this last season. so he gets a third spot on this list. Now number 2, I have Donovan Mitchell. What can I say? He's a great player, great scorer, great leader, and a solid defender. Averaging 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists on this season, along with a steal a game on pretty good efficiency. For an undersized shooting guard, he's great. Only standing at 6'1", he has insane athleticism. And while he is older than it seems like, considering he was just drafted a few years ago, still has a lot of good years ahead of him, and I'm excited to see his career pan out. But he does not take the number 1 spot on this list. That goes to Devin Booker of the Suns. Booker this season averaged 25, 4, and 4. He's been a good player for a long time. Felt weird putting him here, but considering James Harden is no longer playing shooting guard, the playing field has been evened out a lot, and Devin Booker for me takes the number 1 spot. He's now shown in these playoffs that he can be a leader as well, and he is one of the best scorers in the league right now. With the addition of Chris Paul, he's been able to unlock new levels of his game, and he's just great, and so he takes the number 1 spot on this list. But that's all my opinion. What do you guys think? You think this is crazy, or do you think it's pretty accurate? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.